Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a corporate saga where one company tried to pass an initiative and, well, let's just say the votes weren't exactly in their favour. It's like when you try to convince your friends to watch a movie you like, but everyone else wants to watch something totally different. You'll find out what this means for Greystone housing impact investors. Before we get started, if you enjoy receiving clear insights from these dense corporate documents, make sure to subscribe. Also, join our Discord community using the link in the description below for tons of resources and discussion material. So Greystone Housing Impact Investors LP, which we'll just call the partnership from now on, wanted to make a change to their employee stock plan. This is called the Equity Incentive Plan. Basically, they wanted to extend its life until June of 2027, giving them more time to distribute stock. This plan is designed to give employees a stake in the company to basically encourage them to perform well. To do this, they asked their investors, specifically the Bedshoe holders, to vote on the change. They wanted to change what's officially called the amended and restated Greystone Housing Impact Investors LP 2015 Equity Incentive Plan. Don't worry about the long name, just think of it as their way of rewarding employees with company stock. The voting period, which they called the consent solicitation, ended in June of 2025, and here's the kicker. The proposal didn't pass. They didn't get enough votes to approve the change, meaning they can't extend the term of their incentive plan. Only the Bedshoe holders who had the units as of end of April of 2025 were eligible to vote. This is a pretty normal structure in a consent solicitation. Out of about 23 million BUCs that could vote, only about 8 million, or roughly 34.8%, were actually voted. That's not a very big portion of people engaging in the vote itself. Here's what the vote actually looked like. You have three possible choices for against and abstain. About 7 million votes were in favour, while about 77,000 votes were against the change. Additionally, about 350,000 people abstained. So if you go back to what we mentioned earlier, this item needed over 11 million votes to pass. So failing that number, the item did not succeed. Abstaining is similar to saying I am here but don't want to change anything, meaning the change might as well be a vote against. Lastly, for Exhibit 104, this is just a fancy file for submitting SEC reports called the Cover Page Interactive Data File. It means nothing to us, so let's move on. ASOG. What does all this mean? The failure of Greystone to get this proposal passed is a bit telling. A big portion of the investors did not vote or engage in the vote. The number of votes to pass this item was likely lower than trying to pass something like a CFO salary, so this can mean that investors simply do not care about this item or are not responsive to the Greystone team's updates. It doesn't necessarily signal a huge weakness, but it is something the team need to work on. Greystone Housing Impact Investors is not as well known compared to other stocks and do not receive as many coverage. When their stock is thinly traded, any type of shock to the stock can result in big movements that are harder to control. As many retail investors might not read this and don't completely understand the underlying assets, it is possible that items like this have a much harder time passing. One risk is if they have high employee turnover. If they can't offer competitive incentives, they might lose key people to other companies. In conclusion, this vote shows us that it's important for companies to keep their investors happy and well informed. Otherwise, some things might just not get passed. Alright, that's our breakdown of Greystone Housing Impact Investors' latest filing. What's your take on this analysis and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.